Why are some people so self-absorbed? The truth about narcissism. Have you ever met someone who always talks about themselves? Someone who acts like they're the most important person in the room. Maybe they never admit when they're wrong, or they always need to be the center of attention. But the truth is, narcissism is much more than just being selfish or arrogant. It's a complex way of thinking and behaving that comes from deep inside a person's mind. Sometimes from childhood, sometimes from life experiences, and sometimes from things they can't even control. But what really causes narcissism? Why do some people seem so full of themselves? And most importantly, can they change? To understand narcissism, we need to go beyond the surface. It's not just about confidence or loving yourself too much. It's actually the opposite. Many narcissists don't feel truly confident at all. They might seem strong on the outside, but inside, they're constantly afraid of being seen as weak, unimportant, or unworthy. Where does narcissism come from? Narcissism doesn't just appear out of nowhere. It usually starts in childhood. Imagine a little kid growing up in a home where their parents tell them they're special all the time. They win an award at school, you're a genius. They draw a simple picture, you're the next Picasso. At first, this sounds great. Who wouldn't want to be told they're amazing? But there's the problem. This child learns that being special is the only way to be loved. If they ever fail or show weakness, they feel like they're losing their worth. So they start believing they have to be perfect all the time. Now, imagine another child, one who grows up in a home where they feel invisible. Maybe their parents are always too busy, or maybe they're ignored, criticized, or even bullied. This child also learns something important. If they don't be the strong, untouchable version of themselves, no one will respect them, so they start acting tougher, stronger, and more important than they actually feel. Both of these children are growing up in very different environments, but in the end, they might develop the same kind of narcissistic mindset. One learns to expect constant admiration, and the other learns to protect themselves by acting more powerful than they feel. Most people think narcissists love themselves too much, but in reality, many of them don't love themselves at all. Instead, they're constantly performing, trying to look confident, strong, and successful, because deep down, they're scared of feeling like they're not good enough. Imagine waking up every day, feeling like you have to prove yourself. If you don't, people might stop liking you. If you don't impress others, you might disappear. That's the reality for many narcissists. They build a mask, an image of who they want to be, and they spend their whole life protecting it. But the worst part? They don't usually realize what's happening. They don't understand why people call them selfish or arrogant. They just think they're doing what they need to do to survive. Can narcissists change? This is a big question. Can someone who has spent their whole life focused on themselves suddenly become a different person? The answer is maybe, but it's not easy. The biggest challenge is that narcissists don't usually think they need to change. If someone tells them they're being selfish or manipulative, they often get defensive. They might blame others instead of looking at themselves. The narcissist's biggest fear. At the end of the day, the biggest fear of a narcissist is being unimportant. They want to be admired, respected, and noticed, but the sad part is, the more they chase attention, the more alone they feel. Many people love narcissists at first because they can be exciting, charming, and even inspiring. But over time, when the selfishness and manipulation starts to show, People get tired. They walk away, and the narcissist is left wondering why their relationships never last. And if you see narcissistic traits in yourself, that's actually a good thing. Self-awareness is the first step toward change. If you're willing to face your fears, challenge your ego, and work on building genuine connections, real transformation is possible. Because in the end, real confidence isn't about being admired, it's about being real.